What's up YouTube, WePostE here, and today it's Victor bringing you guys another Pokemon battle. Well, actually not another one. Well, you could kind of think of it as another one because this one's a DS battle. Whoa, I know you guys been asking for a DS battle, or maybe some people suggested for it. I don't know if anyone's asked for it. I know people have suggested it. So here's one, but unfortunately it's not like, you know, your awesome emulator quality stuff because I play on a legit game, a legit cartridge when I play on my DS because my R4 broke. So, and I don't have a DS capture card, so that's why you're going to see the camera stuff, but it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty much just, I guess, not as like aesthetically pleasing as maybe if it was off an emulator. I'm sorry for that, but maybe if we like hit 1,000 daily views, like that's ever going to happen. But if we do, maybe I'll invest in a 3DS and buy a capture card or something. But until then, it's the best quality you're gonna get. Sorry guys, but you know. But today we have a battle against the ThePikaWu. You know, I added him on Skype. I have to do that. He has a video on how to battle him. But anyways, we're using the U-turn team that you guys have all seen because that's the only team I have on my DS because, you know, you have to EV train and stuff, and I spent hours EV training this team. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I have a life. But yeah. And as you guys know, my team, his team, I'm looking at it, it's biggest threat, Ferrothorn. If he starts setting up hazards, I'm pretty much done for because I have nothing to counter that Ferrothorn. I do have Focus Blast on Hidden Power Fire on Gengar and Superpower on my whatchamacallit, Dragonite, but they both don't like taking Leech Seed or Iron Barbs damage, and Gengar doesn't want to take a Power Whip or a Gyro Ball or a T-Wave, so those are all things to look out for. Anyways, let's get on with the battle, shall we? Ew, my finger. So we're gonna you know, you could tell it's the Piku because of the X-Aeon username. Anyways, lead off with Flygon because Flygon is the best, and I see Hydreigon there. I know even if he is Scarfed, I'm still faster because I'm Jolly and max speed, so I can go for U-turn, either hit him super effectively with the U-turn or get switch initiative. And I see the Landorus Therian, incarnate form. By the way guys, Landorus incarnate form is banned, I think, I've been told, and so yeah, that's kind of iffy, but let's just pretend we had this battle a week earlier, which you didn't, but you know, doesn't matter. I go into my Vaporeon because I would bring in Ferrothorn, but I'm afraid that the of the Hammer Arm, so that's why I brought in Vaporeon anyways. And Vaporeon's a Wish user, and what do Wish users do on first turn? They always set up Wish, which is exactly what we are doing. And I'm just going to bring in my Dragonite now because I want to get off a superpower on this guy, but he predicts that or something and brings him back in Tray Face, and I'm going to go for an Outrage, which he probably predicts because he goes for a U-turn first of all to break my Marvel's multi-scale, and then he's going to go into his Landorus and going to get off an Intimidate. Does Landorus incarnate even get Intimidate? I'm not sure. And look how well he takes this Outrage. That is pretty impressive, I have to say. Dragonite's absolutely pathetic. Anyways, this is kind of unfortunate now because he's got the rocks up. My Dragonite's not gonna be able to stay here. I was actually afraid of the Hidden Power Ice, which he probably doesn't have because he didn't go for. And I'm just gonna switch out now because I'm confused. So good job, get back Dragonite, and bad job Dragonite. And I'm gonna bring in my Vaporeon because I just still scared of the Hammer Arm, though he probably doesn't have it since he's like a defensive variant, I think, which is is kind of cool. But Landorus has a lot more uses than being a defensive variant, so I don't know. Gonna get some lefties back with the Protect as he's gonna go for a U-turn, and now he's got Stealth Rock, U-turn, Earthquake. I'm not sure what his last move is, but probably not Hammer Arm. He's probably got Stone Edge for coverage. You know, Edgequake coverage is really good. I'm just going to switch out into my Dragonite, predicting the U-turn or something majig, and I figure I can get off a free Outrage this way. Actually, no, but he's going to get oh, never mind. He's going to go for an Earthquake this time, predicting me to predict him to stay and go for a U-turn. Anyways, I'm just going to go for Extreme Speed and finish him off. Actually, it probably would have been more beneficial to bring in the Flygon, but I'm pretty sure U-turn would have killed from that range. But anyways, and then would have to take Stealth Rock damage. But here the Ferrothorn comes back in, and he starts setting up spikes, which he does right here. I'm in a bit of a pickle. As I said before, I'm going to set up a substitute because I want to see if he has the Power Whip or the Gyro Ball, or maybe he might go for T-Wave. Any of those things would be really bad, and he just goes for the substitute. I'm just like, well, I'm just going to kill you with a Hidden Power Fire now. Modest, max special attack, Life Orb. This is going to kill you, no sweat. And it doesn't. And oh, by the way, guys, I was actually with George during the time we did this, so it's kind of like 2 heads against 1. So I guess that's kind of an advantage, but not really, because we didn't have 12 Pokemon against 6. So anyways, that kind of ticked him off, but I don't really care because, you know, Flygon just come in revenge kill or get switch initiative, so I don't really see how that's a big deal. I mean, Gengar would have been really nice against the Jellicent and the Reuniclus, but, you know, yeah, stuff is, it's like that, and it kind of makes up for it. He gets a miss with a Focus Blast later in the match, but I don't really. But Focus Blast is meant to miss. That's why you have it. You use it to miss, and then complain about hacks. That's the whole reason that you have Focus Blast there. Anyway, I flat switched out instead of going for a Volt Turn with Volt Switch, because I thought he was Scarfed, and I was playing like he was Scarfed. But seeing the damage from the Strikometer, he's definitely Specs, because that did half. Holy cow, that was a lot of damage. But now I'm predicting the switch. You know, I'm going to go for Leech Seed. He brings in the Reuniclus, and Reuniclus is there just because for Leech Seed, you know, Magic Guard and all that jazz. And I just want to see, I think I want to see what he wants to do. So I think I'm going to go for, no, I'm just going to my Dragonite, because I figured he might go for a Focus Blast. There's a I figured he would go for a Calm Mind, since I can't do anything to him, so which is why I went here, so I could maybe get off an Outrage on him. But he actually just goes for Psychic, and that just takes me out flat out. Now here, I actually we were debating. We go for Trick first of all, because we want to cripple that thing, or anything else I want to switch in. It doesn't really matter to us, but you know, we get the Life Orb. But he goes for Psychic, and now here we're debating whether to go for Volt Switch and take the Life Orb and die later, or go for Hydro Pump and just hit anything really hard. And we decided to ultimately go for Hydro Pump because we figured that the switch initiative wasn't worth wasting a Rotom with the Life Orb and Stealth Rock's damage, as you can see. So that's what we did, and ended up paying off. So, you know, Infernape's down, and Infernape was actually a pretty big threat to my team with the fire and fighting combination. But again, and Vaporeon was really low health, so yeah. Anyways, he probably would have stopped my team, but he just kills me off with the Hydreigon, and I didn't want him to get switch initiative, which is I didn't switch out, and so, or we didn't switch out, because George and I, but go for a Wish, you know, because it's win-win. Either if he goes for a something random, not attacking me, I get my health back and keep Vaporeon longer. But if he doesn't and he stays in, we can go into my Ferrothorn, and we can get all that health back with the Wish from the Vaporeon, which is good. And here I go for Leech Seed, because I honestly thought he would switch, because there really was no point in him staying in, but because why would he? He's locked in a Psychic, and I resist that. So here I was kind of predicting him to stay in, go for T-Wave like the middle with, man. Like if the Reuniclus is T-Wave, it kind of helps, I guess, because then I can outspeed him, which actually would have been nice later on in the match. But anyways, I hit the Jellicent with a T-Wave, which was like, ah, shucks, because, you know, I'm not from the south of the United States. Why am I saying shucks? Because a T-Wave, a Toxic Jellicent is better than a T-Wave paralyzed Jellicent. Anyways, I go for Power Whip on the switch. Reuniclus comes in. Jellicent doesn't actually threaten me that much, but aside from the Will-O-Wisp, but he ends up switching out for some reason. I'm not particularly sure why, but I just go for Power Whip, and that's going to 4-hit KO him. Pretty safe. Anyways, I'm just gonna, you know, keep going for it. I go for Protect just to get some lefties back. Maybe I should be saying we go for Protect, I don't know, but it's just me narrating this, so I'm just saying I go for Protect, and he ends up missing the Focus Blast twice in a row, which honestly, it's a 70% accurate move, so he only used it 4 times, so he probably should have missed it only three times. I mean, he probably should have only hit it 3 times. So since he missed twice, that means, and he went 4, it was 50%. So he probably should have missed it only 1 time. So which just means I still have about a quarter of my health back. But because of I keep going for the lefties and the Protect, right? So I'm back to essentially full health by the time like this is all over. I go for Protect just to scout for the Fire Blast, and he predicts me to switch into something or the other, as I go for a Leech Seed because Leech Seed can hit anything essentially, and just let me nom 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 all that HP back, which is good. And right now I think I only have the Flygon left because he just killed everyone else on my team. And what I'm trying to do is I want to find a hole where I can bring in Flygon safely and not take a Draco with it, and I can go for an Outrage and essentially sweep his whole team, which right now I'm thinking that the Outrage only does about 40% to the Jellicent, which is why I want to whittle that down a bit more before I bring in my Flygon, which is the whole reason why I'm not doing it right now. I go for the Protect, you know, see I'm full HP, so the Focus Blast miss doesn't even matter. Anyways, I go into Flygon now because I know that he's locked into the Fire Blast. I can either take one or I can bring it in on the Jellicent, get some few hits off it on the Jellicent, and this Fire Blast doesn't actually do too much, you know, it's resisted, but Flygon's 80-80 defenses are kind of on the iffy side. Anyways, they go for an Outrage, and that actually does more than 50%, well over 50% to this Jellicent, which gets me thinking that the showdown damage calculator is kind of messed up, which after the battle we were talking, like ThePikaWu, and he said that he thought my Flygon was banded the whole time because of some damage calculator thing from Pokemon Showdown, which I don't even understand, to be honest, because what play did I make that made you think the Flygon was banded? Or what did the damage calculator tell you? Anyways, and I don't really see how him playing my Flygon as being banded even factored into the match. Not quite certain about that, but now, you know, the Jellicent's gone. I was confused, so I decide to bring in the Ferrothorn just to sack it, you know, because once this Ferrothorn's gone, I can just bring in my Flygon safely and just outspeed and go for Outrage and win the game. So that was the GG, the ThePikaWu, and Nero 1-0, and I hope you guys enjoyed the quality of this match. I mean, you can obviously tell this was filmed off of a camera, but there's not really any glare because they filmed in a dark room. It's all full screen, you know, you can't see the DS, so I think the quality turned out relatively well. The screen's a bit darker than it would have been on an emulator, but let me know what you guys think. Anyways, help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers, and, you know, give this video a thumbs up or something, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.